Hello, good evening. We are back. So, welcome to a new edition of the OddStream. This is the third one, if I believe. And well, there's quite a bit of a change. You're looking at a different background. I've actually selected a background that's more pixelated, and I've got to say this is a very different stream now. Because in the beginning I was trying to do a live stream where I would be playing Sonic the Hedgehog, like the game, to capture some footage, so I can use that later for upcoming videos. But I've noticed that that's not really what I want to do. Like for me, it's more interesting if I keep the focus on when I do live streams. The focus stays on sprite animation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna animate on my iPad here, and you guys get to see that. Okay, so let me just set up a few things. So I'm trying to get a chat going on the right hand side, but I can't make it work. I can only use the one from YouTube, which currently has a very odd blend mode. Okay, we're just gonna stick with this for now. And yeah, so let me just say a few things. So first of all, thank you for everyone who's in the chat currently. So welcome. Next, I want to address the most recent release of Sonic Oddzone, the Green Hill edition, so to speak. And I just want to say thank you to anybody who watched it and who commented and liked it. And I really appreciate that, because it took me a while to finish that one. I felt a bit rusty in the beginning when I was trying to animate, because it's been such a long time. And but at the end, I think I figured things more or less out. Like I was able to recreate some of the humor that I had back then when I was doing the odd show videos. And yeah, so my next goal, my next target is the second episode, which is going to be Sonic Oddzone, with the focus on Marble Zone. And I've prepared some skits for that, and I'm currently animating the second scene, and you get to see a little bit of that when you look at the right hand side. If it's working, it should be working. Let me see. Now I need to check if the connection is working, because I'm not sure right now if it is. Alright, you're gonna have to check that. Give me a minute. Okay, so I might have to... Okay, they're gonna have to give me a minute to correct this, and I'll be right back with the screen. Currently not working. Okay, let me check that. Zack. Okay. Oh, of course, there's always going to be technical issues, but we should be back on track. There we go. Okay, here we are. So let me just quickly do something. Okay. The next thing I want to address is some people in the chat box. They have some interesting questions I would like to address. So first of all, there's someone asking about the Sonic Pun Show thing, which, yeah, apparently the original files are on YouTube, like the original version where I was still doing some of the voices, and it was in German. Apparently, I mean, I've done it back then. I've done it in 3 parts, and the 2 parts are on YouTube, and the third one is missing. I wish I could provide it. It's somewhere on my old PC. If I get the chance, I will try to look for it, but that's currently not a priority. Someone's asking about where they can animate sprite animations with a PC. So that's something that you will have to. Well, if you're on a PC, there's many options, but I think the most how should I say, the most appropriate option would be Adobe Animate. That's the one that allows you to work with keyframes, import sprites, and all that. So that's probably the best option you have. But of course, there might be other options that I'm not aware of, but that could be something I look into, and the next time I can provide some answers for that. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much more time. Okay, that's all. Let's just jump right into the process. So I'm just gonna open up Toonsquid. I'm currently working on the next Sonic Oddzone. So right now, yeah, in this folder I have all the original files from the first installment, and then now in the second installment I already have scene 1 ready. And now in the second scene, so someone is asking what type of tablet I'm using to do Toonsquid. So first of all, Toonsquid is it's an app exclusive for iPad. So if you want to use Toonsquid, you're gonna have to have an iPad. So that's that's gonna be the disadvantage of Toonsquid. Now there's other programs for other devices. Like if you have an Android, there are options like, let me give you an example. There's Flipper Clip, which I actually have here on the top left corner. Other than that, you can also try, what's the name again? It's called Alight Motion, I think, is an option, but it's tricky. If you're on iPhone, you could be using a program that's called, now I'm gonna have to look it up. It's a program called Callipeg. So Callipeg. So that's a program that is available on anything, Android, iPhone, also iPad, and it has some features that are similar to a Toonsquid, to an Adobe Animate. So that could be an option. But anyway, so here I am. I'm going to be animating now, and I'm just going to let the work, speak for itself, and I will occasionally look at the chat if you have questions. And let's go. So here we are. So I'm currently animating a scene of Sonic walking through Marble Zone. It's when he enters the cavern. So currently he's avoiding these moving blocks. And then he goes right here, he jumps, he lands. Okay. So what I need to do now is I want to integrate a Batnik. And in this case I want the Batnik to be the brain bat. If you're familiar with the game, the bat brain is a Batnik. It's a bat type of Batnik. That is, now let me just select the Batnik sheet, sprite sheet is right here. If you're not, okay, so what I should mention, what I'm doing is I'm also showcasing a little bit my work process. So I'm showing you off like how I use different programs. And in this case, I'm going to use Resprite, which is very similar to Asprite. And this allows me to import spreadsheets and then later on just select the sprites that I need to create my animation. So in this case, I'm going to need Batbrain, which is also called Basaran. So let me just select this first one. So what I'm going to need is this Batnik here. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to create a new image. Once I can, there we go. So it has a width of 16, a height of 24, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Insert. Let's adjust. Remove the colors. If you've, okay, a little bit of advertisement. I've released a, okay, let me just give a second. I need to check something. I need to make sure that it doesn't show something that you're not supposed to see. Okay, we're fine. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to save this single image as a single file in Sonic 1. So right now we are creating the Batbrain. Batbrain. There we go. Save it. There we go. Go back to Toonsquid. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna go create a new layer. Okay, there's a lot of things I can explain here to explain how the program works. It's very similar to Adobe Animate. I'm gonna create a new layer here, and I'm gonna make sure that the Batbrain is already present in the scene. So I'm gonna import an image. Again, I need to just make sure that I'm not showcasing something that you're not supposed to see. Okay, it's all good. So we're gonna go here. It's on the recent file. It's one of the recent files. Now I need to see where did it end up. It ended up somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, I'm just gonna prepare this. Where'd it go? I can't see it. All right, this is funny. It's funny when you import something but you don't know where it ended up. All right, I'm gonna have to. All right, let's just do something funny. I'm gonna increase the size of it. Ah, there it is. Okay, it's actually, okay, it landed right on top of Sonic. So if I'm not mistaken, and let me select it, the bat brain is supposed to be around here, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what happens with bat brain, he's going to actually spot Sonic, and then he's going to descend and it's going to start flying. Okay, let me just quickly check the chat. Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably mention what you're seeing. So currently you're not seeing the bottom. I'm still figuring out how I can make you see everything. Because okay, I'll tell you one thing. I like animating in the portrait mode because it allows me to have all the timeline stuff at the bottom, and I can see the animation on the top, you see? So that's why I like to work in portrait mode. It's very difficult to have a portrait mode in a widescreen live stream event. So what I'm showcasing, what I want to showcase is what you see on the top and not so much on the bottom. So I apologize if I can't really make it visible like completely. And I try to fix this in the future, but right now this is what you see. I mean, what I can do is show you like more of the timeline here, like this. But again, I'm not. What I want to showcase is just a little bit what you see on the workspace, like the animation, and okay, maybe I can change it later on. But for now, we're gonna work like this. Okay, so let's just keep working. Okay, so I have the bat brain right here. I want the bat brain to fall down. And I want it to start flapping its wings, so we see that it is flying towards Sonic. Okay, so the bat brain has... Okay, so this is... Okay, I'm actually discovering this right now. So he has... this brain, okay, yes. Okay, we're just gonna have to work with those things. Okay, let me think about it. Let's exit, let's create a new sprite. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, so we have the first one here, and I want to increase the canvas size so I can actually see what I'm working with. Okay, so we have the first line, bat brain just flapping its wings, but without a propulsion, like without the fire that you see behind his propulsion exhaust pipe. But you have 3 different versions, so I need to figure out how I want to do this. All right. Okay, what I can do right now is I'm just gonna do the first line. Okay, so that will create an animation clip of it just flapping its wings. So let me do that first. Okay, let's reduce the canvas size back to what it was, 32. Now we create a new frame. I'm gonna move it. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it aligned though, like this. There we go. And then on the next frame, it should... Okay, I need to make sure it's also in the middle. Okay, we're gonna correct as we move along. We will correct everything, but this should be just fine. And then the last one here. There we go. Bam. Okay, so now technically we have the bat brain flapping its wings. It looks a bit weird. I might have to do some adjustments. So let me just activate the onion skin. Okay, let me deactivate it again. Yeah, okay, so basically when he flaps his wings, he's gonna move back a bit, so that makes sense. Okay, he's moving back a bit, and then he goes up. Okay, that does make sense. And then he does this again, so he's gonna have to... Okay, he's probably cycling through 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And that's how it works. Okay, we're going to export this as individual images. And again, it's called bat brain. I'm going to say it's flapping, okay? Just to know what that means. Then we go back to Toonsquid. Now here comes the really fun part about Toonsquid, in my opinion. Because this is something you cannot really do. I mean, you can do it, but it's a bit different in Adobe Animate. But I think it works here quite well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the library, and I'm going to create an animation clip. Now, I'm going to name it bat brain flapping wings. Okay, I'm just going to add one more word. Flapping wings. Right. So, and then Okay, this is the important step if you want to follow along, if you ever can. You're gonna have to insert the right dimensions. If you don't, it's gonna mess up the resolution. So if I'm not mistaken, it was 32 by 32. 32. There we go. There we go. Now we have an empty canvas, and we're gonna go below. Now you can't see it, I know. This is the disadvantage of doing it on an iPad. We're gonna import image sequence. And I'm just gonna have to select these frames. And there we go. All right. So now we have the animation here. I can loop it, but it yeah, it looks a bit weird. That's not how it should. That's not how it's supposed to be. Well, first of all, we're gonna add one more frame so it looks more. Yeah, this is more like it. Now let's slow it down a bit. Okay, this could be good. This looks more or less how it should look. Okay, so let's go back and... Okay, I just sped it up a little bit. Okay. So now we're gonna have Bad Brain coming down. Okay. And for that, I need to create a keyframe. I'm gonna guess about here, where he's gonna let loose. All right, I'm just gonna split for now. There we go. Now I go here, and I'm gonna replace this clip with the animation file. I need to, voila, I just needed to flip around. Okay. Don't know what happened here. Okay, so now, okay, something else I want to do is make sure that it is staying in that. Okay, this is weird. Okay, making sure that it is. I'm just gonna try to make sure it's not gonna loop too soon. All right. Okay, I'm gonna make it fall down. No, don't want to. Okay, this is a bit annoying. Sometimes it tends to just change the scale. All right. And let me lower it to about Sonic's level. All right. Okay, so I need to do one thing though, because currently the camera is following the playback, so I need to really. Okay, there we go. This looks better. Okay, way too fast. Need to reduce it. I need to put the keyframe much closer to here. Okay, so this is all right. Yeah, this is about right. So I can add some easing. Make sure it's not falling like, if you do an ease in, ease out, it does have you can either make it have a slow movement in the beginning and then it speeds up, or vice versa. Here I'm gonna make it so that it starts slow and then increases speed as it goes along. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on right now, so I'm gonna remove the background for now. There we go. I just made it invisible so I can better see, and it also takes up less resources. All right, here we go. Yep. This okay might be still too quick. In the chat, if you can also give me some suggestions on what to improve. Okay, this is about what I want. Okay, the camera is a bit, okay. The camera annoys me a bit, but I'm gonna have to work with that. Yes. Okay. So once oh, you know what? I think it might be better if it does a bit of a ease in and ease out. This might be better. It's a bit lagging, but that's okay. Okay, once it has landed, it will start to loop. And for that, I need to put it as a loop, which it won't do apparently. Weird. And let me see. I need to probably... Okay, let me just do it as a linear. And I'm gonna keep it here as 1. There we go. And this is weird. It's supposed to loop, which it doesn't do for some reason. Okay, because it's on hold. All right. Now it does. Okay. Okay, now it's working as it should. And we're gonna have it move. And I'm gonna use actually I'm gonna use this function here to make it move in one direction, maybe not too much. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more. Okay, so now Bad Brain is supposed to fly like this, and it's a bit too quick. Let me just add some more keyframes. Okay, that works. Okay, actually I like this. Someone's asking how I discovered Toonsquid. Honestly, I don't remember how exactly. I just found it out. Okay, that was last, by the way. It was in 2024 when I discovered Toonsquid. It just came up on my feed on YouTube, and there you go. I just figured, okay, this might be a good program to start doing sprite animation again, because it has keyframes, it has motion tween. You have a library, you can work with symbols and everything, and I figured this is very similar to Adobe Animate. And once I tried it, and by the way, it's not, I mean, it's only on iPad, but if you can get it, it's not that expensive, and there's no subscription. You just buy it once, and there you go. And yeah, I immediately tried to redo a scene, like a sprite animation scene. Sorry for that. And it worked quite well, and I've used it ever since. Okay, let's go back to the animation. So you have the Bad Brain flying towards Sonic, and we're gonna have Sonic just jump over him because he's not impressed by it. Sonic is a cool kid. He's not gonna be shaken by this Bad Brain. He's just gonna wait till he comes. Okay, we're gonna have Sonic here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make him walk a little bit. Though I need to make sure this frame here, you can't see it. Make sure that the frame is correctly placed. Delete this, delete this. Done. There we go. Is he back? He's back. Okay, now I'm going to replace him, Sonic. I'm going to replace him with his walking animation. If I can ever find it. There we go. There we go. So now we're going to have Sonic. Okay, and I realize it's... Why is this not looping? Some things I'm still trying to figure out about this program. Like, for instance, right now I don't understand why it's not looping as it should. Oh, I know why. Because there's a time keyframe here that holds him back. So now he's moving. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna have him... I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Now we're gonna have him move... Okay, probably not too late. Okay, right about here is fine. And we're gonna have him move probably just... I don't know. Let's see. That should be almost enough. Okay, maybe not that. Okay, maybe just a bit more. There we go. Could be also a bit sooner. There we go. A little bit of an ease in. Let's put it at 40. No, yeah, 50. Okay. And yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So he's gonna jump. That's what I want to do. So I'm gonna split the drawing again. Okay, I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna have him jump now, which is I need to always go back to the library and look for the sprite, the jump animation right here. Okay, so I need to work it out. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I want to replace this, and the timing is always off a bit. Here we go. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna have him jump up and land right around there, which I need to keep in mind what's in the background. Okay, that's alright. It should work. So we're gonna have Sonic jump up and down, and for that we're gonna have him land here, but he's gonna jump high enough like this. Okay, that's way too quick. So let's move this a bit. Move this even a bit further. Okay, that can work. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of ease in. No, this is ease out. That's 70. And we are gonna have 70 for going back down. So that will look like this. It's lagging. Don't know why. Probably because I'm live streaming, but it's fine. All right, let's go continue. Okay. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's go back here. Yeah, that should be okay. Let's create. Okay, so what I do now is I created this jumping animation. I just made it a separate symbol, and this separate symbol now I can now add a keyframe to that too, like this. And now I just need to move it a little bit to the side. Let's say 460. That's not enough. Let's make it 400. Yeah, that should be enough. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is about as good as it can get. Okay. Okay, I think the bad brain is coming in a bit too soon. So I might need to delay it a little bit. Let's do that. Unlock it. Okay. I don't want it to be too soon, because otherwise it looks also a bit doesn't look too good. Yeah, that works. Okay, that works. Yeah. Still too soon, I think. Okay, we're gonna work with that for now. Okay, I need to take a sip of my water. And oh yeah, Sario, welcome. Yes, exactly. There is nested animation. You can literally create a symbol. I mean, you can create an animation, make it a symbol, make an animation out of that, make it a symbol, and so on. You can literally make it like you can literally do a lot of. It's like Adobe Animate in a sense. So it's really good that way. Okay, let's go back. So I want Sonic to land right around there. So currently I'm missing the landing animation. So I need to get that first. Let me just split the drawing again. And I'm gonna just position it correctly. There we go. I'm missing the landing position. So I'm gonna. This is something I'm trying to create a library with all this Sonic animations, Sonic sprite animations, and currently, this is a very. By the way, this is a great sprite sheet by these people that made by Chris. Apparently, he made a great sprite sheet with great Sonic sprite work here. So awesome stuff. Of course, it's all by Sega Sonic Team, but we always have these people that do the ripping, the cropping, and putting everything in on a sprite sheet. So that's great. Ah, Patafouin, hello. Yeah, it would be great if we had all the squad here. All right, so I want to use which one? I kind of don't want to use a crouch animation. I want to use something more. I'm thinking about the one from Sonic CD, if I can ever find it. Let me see. It's got to be somewhere. It's not. It's not this one. It's. Huh. All right. You know what? I'm just going to. Wow. It's got to be somewhere. Okay. I found it. So it's this one. It's the one where he technically goes like out of the game in Sonic CD. And all I want to use. Okay, to be fair, the one where he lands like this, he looks to the camera, which I don't really want to do. So I think I'm just gonna stick with the ones that I saw up here. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, I'm gonna use the super one, the super crouch, so to speak. All right, I'm gonna go to the create a new sprite, and make it 50 by 50. Edit here. Tuck. Here we go. Put it back here on the bottom, create a new frame, move this one, remove all the background colors, same thing here. There we go. Remove this part of the image as well as this one. Wait, no, like this. Okay. Is this more or less how I want it? Not really. Wait a second. Not ideal, this. Yeah, this is more like it. This is more like it. Okay, so now I can export this one. Individual images. Let's go to sprites. Oh yeah, I have a whole the way I organize my files for sprites is quite extensive. I'm gonna use my main one. Okay, Sonic. What's it called? Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Super Crouch for now. There we go. Already have it. I'm still gonna replace it because I back when I did it back then I had the sprites in the middle, which I don't like. So I want it to be at the bottom. So let's go back. Let's create this new clip which has 50 by 50. And let's call it Sonic, not Aeonic, Sonic Super Crouch. Create it. Import the image sequence, which is already here. Open. There we go. And it's done. Can even loop it. There we go. And that's all we need to do right now. Now I need Sonic to land. I just need to exchange the sprite with... I'm just gonna look for it. Super. There we go. That's weird. It's not okay. I know why. I know why it does. Like, normally I would hope that it would just position itself correctly, but in this case, because I made it a separate symbol with a separate pivot point, it just it put it like that. It's fine. We're just gonna pivot again. I wish I could. Onion skin is okay. One drawback. One thing that's not so good about this program is. The one thing that's not good about this program, the onion skin function is not working as it should. It shows me not the last frame of the previous animation, it shows me the first one, which is very bad. I hope they can fix it. Or maybe I'm missing something. Anyway, I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. So you have to okay. Okay, this works though. This does work. And the pivot point, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Okay, of course we can't have Sonic have a seizure here, so we're gonna have to hold the first frame. Oh, what did I do? I did something I didn't want to do. Okay, let's go back. Here, add a keyframe. Make sure it's the first one. And we're gonna hold it. There we go. So it does like ding, boom. And let's see, maybe I can also have it... Go to the second one here and then go back to the first one to paste it there, and then here at the end we split the drawing again, remove all the keyframes, and we're gonna change again to the we're gonna change it back to idle, which, why aren't you showing me my keyboard? No, not the emojis, Jesus. I said not the emojis. There we go. Idle. Okay. Back to, there we go. I like this program. Works quite well. Oh, that's a bit, I'm not sure if I'm happy with this. You know what? I'm just gonna remove this. Tuck. And just have him. Okay. That's a bit better. It's a bit better. Alright, so let's see the whole animation from here. Okay. Wow. Let's have a quick look at the chat. So, Patafon, great to see you. Yeah. It would be good if we could like work again as a squad again in some way. Perhaps in the future again. Wait a second. Ionic. There we go. All right. Let's keep working here. So I'm not gonna explain to you how the scene will go. I'm just, you know, animating without much revealing the quote-unquote plot. By the way, 10 more minutes, okay? I will finish the stream in 10 more minutes. I forgot to mention that I keep this stream relatively short. I just want to finish by 9 p.m. Currently it's 8:50 here, so yeah. Okay, so next stop will be... So technically in the game there's 3 bat brains that are hanging on the ceiling, okay? But I'm just gonna focus on 2 right now, because I don't really need to follow the game exactly, right? So we're just gonna have 1 more bat brain here. And let's place him about there. And he's gonna react a bit, he's a bit slow. So he's gonna react a bit later. Sonic is gonna be quick enough to just jump over, and the bat brain will not have a chance to react. So I'm gonna split the drawing again, go back to 1. Let's go with walking. There we go. He's gonna walk over Sonic. Voila, just about there. Okay, now let's make him actually do the walking animation, because otherwise this will be Sonic Odd, you know, the other kind of odd show that usually releases on 1st of April. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, so he's gonna walk until there, and then he's gonna have to split the drawing again. Put back the time. Okay, I need to put the keyframe here. Now we're gonna... come on. Let me get the spin. There we go. And now he's gonna jump again. Now this is gonna be a bit more of a rough jump, because I'm just gonna make him move like that. Right. Ooh. Yeah, you can literally change the path of the motion tween like that. It's really cool. It's like this is, I think, not a thing in Adobe Animate. I think like I can literally change the curvature of the path, of the motion path. It's amazing. Okay, it's a bit too quick. That might be a bit too slow. No, it's about right. See that again. Ah, the lag. I don't know. It's lagging. I really don't like the lag, but it's okay. Check again. No, it's okay. It's okay for now. Can always adjust later, but for now it should be fine. All right, let's zoom in. We're gonna have Sonic land here, split the drawing, go back. I want to remove this though. Here we go. Why does it look like that? What? Wait, this is weird. This is not supposed to... Oh! Oh! Oh, no, not what I want to do. Okay, I need to move this frame there. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, so now let's replace him again. And just gonna have him walk. Just like in the game. You don't really have crouching when you play the game. Sonic doesn't crouch in the game. Ah, a good comment by Sario. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Yeah, Adobe Animate, if I remember correctly, also had a way to change the motion path, like to have add some curvature and such. I just remember it also to be rather difficult to, not difficult, but like it's a bit tricky to do. I think it's more it's kind of similar to like vector graphic, like a vector graphic program. So I like it. I like the way it is done here. Okay, so let's move them. Okay. Yeah, and then one more step. Okay, this is a bit. Okay, this is a little bit not so good because it does this thing here. Okay, let's move him. Yeah, this is now the drawback. Once you add a curvature to the path, it kind of carries over into the next one. So kind of does this bad thing here, which is funny though. Woo! But we can correct it by just readjusting this. Or it does. Or should I make it a corner? Yeah, I just need to make it a corner now that I think about it. Easy. Okay. You see, there you go. I'm still learning new things with this program. Huh? It hasn't even been a year. Okay, 5 more minutes, guys, in the chat. I'm gonna finish this in 5 minutes. Okay, so he does the jump, and then he does another jump over the switch, which he doesn't realize he needs to push. Oh, activate, and again, we're gonna have him. We're gonna change it to the spin. Oh, I really need to use my keyboard for this. Okay. Yeah, this looks all right. A quick jump over. Nothing too fancy. Just like that. Or maybe a bit too quick. Alright, that looks more or less how it should. Okay, the walk is a bit slow, I have to say. Wing, wing. Yeah, okay. Okay. Of course, the bad brain will descend as well. And look, here's a cool trick. I can reuse the same animation if I want. Look, I used this before, so I can create a symbol. I copy it, and this bad brain is gonna do the same thing. Like this. Let's have the bad brain. Oh, let me just position it correctly. And of course, I need to place him at the same spot. It's a bit finicky. There we go. So now it's gonna do the same thing. Okay, maybe one frame later. Yeah, so it's gonna miss Sonic. There we go. I can just reuse the same animation easily. In the end, it's gonna look like this. And we're gonna finish with this. Okay, it looks a bit rough. I have to agree. I have to admit it looks a bit rough because it's a bit lagging, I have to say. So I will have to do this off the live stream. What I can do now, just to finish, is animate the camera. I think I can do that quickly, and then we finish. So we have a better look at how everything looks. Okay, so the camera is supposed to move from more or less here. It's gonna follow Sonic. No, not the scale. There we go. And then it's gonna follow Sonic as well to here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the camera go up until here. Alright. And what we can do now is follow the camera layer during playback. So when I do the playback, we're gonna follow the camera actually. And let's see how that looks. Okay. Let's see how that looks. All right. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. Let me have another look though, just to be sure about everything. So like jumps, the bad brain avoids, jump, jump, another bad brain misses. Okay. Okay. So there you go, guys. This is how my workflow is in Toonsquid. So Toonsquid, literally, if you ever get the chance to work with Toonsquid, it's pretty good for sprite animation. And I don't see many people on YouTube using this application to do the animation. So curious to see if maybe someone else wants to try it maybe in the future now. But yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, of course, the camera is just perfect. I mean, it's just the way it should be. It took, when I was animating with Adobe Animate, when I discovered the camera function, the camera using as a symbol, that was amazing. But in this app, it's already integrated and it's quite well integrated. Yeah. I might adjust the pauses in the camera movement. Was trying to follow the movement. Okay. Now, with that being said, I thank you everyone for coming. Sario, Patafon, Abomi Yeti was there as well, or is there, and yeah. So I'm gonna do these live streams more or less regularly. I try to do one for every Oddzone at least, and hopefully more. And then this Oddzone in particular will come out hopefully by November. I hope so. It's not gonna be for Halloween though. I have another animation coming up next week. And I haven't really revealed that. So yeah, anyone who is currently in the chat, you just a little sneak peek. I can give you a little sneak peek, just a quick one. Since you're following the stream. Oh, there you go. What's this? What's this? Is that Sonic? Where is he? Where's Sonic? Well, you can guess where he is. Okay, so until the next episode, till the next stream. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next time. Have fun. Take care.